Hello, everyone. My name is Oleksandr Volinskyi, and today I'd like to present you my bachelor project called Slang Factory. So, first of all, Slang is a modern shader language, and it's very flexible and suitable for many engines and renderers because it can compile shaders into any suitable type. For any engine or renderer. And so the main idea of the project is to generate the shader code programmatically in C++, then compile it through the Slang API, then extract the reflection information also thanks to the Slang API, and then use the generated shader in the renderer or an engine. So first of all, my motivation. So my motivation was the shader programming often contains a lot of repeated patterns. For example, vertex inputs, uniforms, varings, and fragments outputs. So they often follow similar structures. And also resource handling and shader interfaces can easily become an error prone if everything is hard coded. And so I wanted to explore whether this process can be made more modular by generating shader code from structured input. And so the goal of the project is to build a modular shader factory in C++, and the system should accept the structured parameters, generate valid Slang shader code, then compile it to a suitable type, for example, SPRV, and then it also should extract the reflection information through the reflection API. And finally, in my project, I also wanted to demonstrate it somehow. And so that's why I've decided to make a renderer. So there is also a renderer that I made, which basically proves the concept that I've got. So a little bit more about Slang. So why I choose Slang? So I choose Slang because it's not only a shader language, but it's also provides useful APIs. So it has a compilation API, has a reflection API, and both of these APIs are working absolutely great. Compilation API compiles shaders to any types you need. The reflection API gets all the reflection data from the shader you need. So that's perfect. And so that's made the Slang language a very good fit to my project. Because I wanted both. I wanted shader generation and I wanted shader reflection extraction in one workflow. And so in my current setup, I compile the shaders into SPRV, which is suitable for Vulkan because I have made a Vulkan renderer. So it works in Vulkan, and that's why for now I'm compiling everything, all shaders to SPRV. So now a little bit about the high-level architecture of my project. So this workflow starts with the shader request. So the shader request, basically it's something that describes what kinds of shader should be generated. So whenever an engine or renderer needs some shader, just send the shader request and it tells which shader it needs, with which parameters, etc. And then there is the Slang shader builder. So the Slang shader builder is basically a facade class. So it just orchestrate between all the classes. So between the Slang factory, compiler, extractor, etc. So the shader request goes to the Slang shader builder, to a facade class. Then what we have next, we have the Slang factory. Now the Slang factory generates the Slang source code. So the real Slang source code written, so it just generates a file with a valid Slang code. That's what the Slang factory does. Then after the Slang factory, we have the Slang compiler. Now the Slang compiler, it takes the generated Slang source code, which was provided by the Slang factory, and then compiles it into any suitable type. In my case, in SPRV. Then after the compilation part, we have the reflection extractor. Now the reflection extractor, it takes the reflection information and converts it into lightweight C++ structures. Yeah? And so at the end, we have the Vulkan renderer. Now the Vulkan renderer uses the generated Sphere V, yeah, to create shader modules and render a demo scene, yeah, for example. So yeah, the important point is that the project is split into the small components, yeah, and each component has one clear responsibility. So there is no chaos in whole stuff, yeah. Now shader generation. So now I'd like to explain the shader generation step. The factory currently supports vertex and fragment shaders only. But yeah, so the input is not some handwritten shader code, but a structured C++ request. Yeah, as I've said previously, a shader request. So for example, the request can say that each shader needs a position input, maybe color inputs, UV coordinates, and should use MVP matrix and a base color. Yeah. So then from this information, the generator creates the common shader structures such as vertex inputs, fragment input, yeah, and it also creates all the required resources declarations. Yeah, for example, a constant buffer for the transformation matrix, and etc. Yeah, and then it generates the vertex entry points and the fragment entry points, and the result of that is one generated Slang module that contains the shader code required for the pipeline. Yeah? So that's what the generation looks like. Now the compilation pipeline. So after we've got our generated Slang code from Shader Factory, yeah, it goes to the compilation API. Yeah, so it goes to my compiler. So now here, after it was generated, the compilation begins. Yeah, and the compilation pipeline follows basically the Slang API workflow. Yeah, so the whole workflow that you can see here is written on the Slang compilation API documentations, and it's clearly follows that. Yeah, so how it works. Yeah? So first, the system creates a Slang session. Yeah? So that's the first thing that happens. Then it loads the generated module from a source string. Yeah, and this is important because the shader code does not need to exist as a manually written file on disk or somewhere. Yeah, so it loads module from the source string. Yeah, and this source string we've got from the Slang factory, so it was generated from the shader request. Yeah. Then the compiler finds the requested entry points, for example, the vertex shader entry point, yeah, and the fragment shader entry point. After that, the program is linked, and the compiler then produces the Sphere V output. Yeah, so after the linking program part, we are getting the actual like compiled shader. In my case, it's Sphere V. Yeah, and also at the same time, the system can obtain the program layout. Yeah, so you can see it's the last step of the workflow. It's the obtain program layout, and this program layout it's basically a basis for the reflection, and we will need that a bit later. Yeah, we will talk about this too. So this step turns the generated shader source code, yeah, into something Vulkan actually can use into Sphere V, for example. Now the reflection part. So reflection is one of the most important parts of the project. And so the idea of the reflection is that after compilation, we can inspect the shader program and understand its interface. For example, we can see entry points, parameters, resources, uniform fields, yeah, and other layout information. And here I implemented two reflection-related components. The first one is the reflection dumper. I haven't talked about it, but so basically, what does the reflection dumper what does the reflection dumper actually does? Yeah, it just dumps out the reflection data right into the console. So this was just the first approach that I made with the reflection. Yeah, and basically it just made for debugging, inspection. So just dumps out the information. You can see it, inspect, and there you go. Now the second part of the whole reflection stuff is the reflection extractor. Now the reflection extractor, what it does, it takes the reflection information that we got from the reflection API, and then it converts it to lightweight C++ structures, yeah, into structs. And this is more useful for future engine integration, yeah, because an engine usually does not want to have some printed data, like here's data, good luck with that. No, so engine doesn't want this, yeah. So engine wants some structured data with which it can work, basically, yeah. So it wants structured data that can be used for resource binding, inspection, automatic setup later, all this stuff, yeah. And so then to show that the system actually works, yeah, and as a proof of concept, I created a small Vulkan renderer. So it uses the generated vertex and fragment shaders. Then it creates a graphic pipeline from the generated PRV, binds uniform buffers such as MVP base color, and then it renders a scene on a screen. And yeah, so this is also important because it's basically proves that the project is not just generating text, but actually producing shaders. Yeah, so the current result is basically working end-to-end prototype. So the whole chain already works, yeah? So we have generation, compilation, reflection, and also rendering, yeah? So, and we also render all stuff that we made. And yeah, so for now, the project currently supports vertex and fragment shaders only. But yeah, in future, I plan to add more types and more varieties of shaders. Now, I'd like to show you a quick demo. In this demo, I basically want to show you how everything works. So here I just launched my my demo, my renderer demo. So the first demo scene is just a triangle, just pure vertex fragment triangle. Now we have a quad. So quad is already 2 triangles, yeah, and everything works just perfect. And then we have also the third demo scene, and that's the animated triangle. Now the animation is done purely on MVP metrics, yeah, so model view projection. So triangle stays the same in one place. The only thing that changes is basically the model view projection matrix. Yeah, it's also great because yeah, it shows that we can, we can work with parameters of shaders. Yeah, so we can change the model view projection matrix, and then the model view projection matrix changes, and then it seems to us like the triangle is animated, but all the changed triangle stays at place. Yeah, it just the model view projection matrix changes. So yeah, and just a few more words about the current limitations and future work. So the current scope is intentionally limited, yeah, because I only had 1 semester, yeah, for this whole project. So right now it's intentionally limited, and I just focus on the vertex and fragment shaders. And also, yeah, I have a Vulkan render as a minimal demo, just for the proof of concept. But the future work could include support for more varieties of shaders, stronger integration with the rendering engine, and more automatic resource handling, yeah, so driven by reflection. And yeah, the conclusion. So to conclude, I developed a modular Slang-based shader factory in C++. Yeah, everything is written purely on C++. And the current prototype already validates the full workflow, yeah, from shader generation to actual rendering in Vulkan. So you can see it. And this gives a solid basis for future work, yeah, especially if the project is later extended toward more like engine-oriented shader generation, yeah, and integration. So it's already a very strong basis. And yeah, so I think that's it. Thank you for your attention. And yeah, if you have any questions, you can contact me. And also have the GitHub link. And there is also a GitLab repository for my project. And it's also public, and you can look it there. I also made a very good README where you can read all the information in details. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Oleksandr. That was an interesting talk.